Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Monday, July 15th, 2024. So, on what might be the Ides of July, if July has such a thing,
I believe it would be.
Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was it an ideal crossword for the Ides of July?
It was a little tricky.
Was it?
It was. It was. But, it was kind of nice because lots of times, Monday you just breeze through it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I had to leave a few blank and come back to them, which is kind of rare. Lots of times, on Monday I can solve it mostly just with the acrosses.
Right.
But this one took a little more effort.
Oh, okay.
So
what sort of slowed you down, do you think?
I didn't know how to spell 11 down. Marie of Versailles.
Antoinette.
I knew it was Antoinette, but I wasn't quite sure how it was spelled.
Okay.
But it was funny that crossed with 18 across, blank in a blue moon. I'm like, I thought never in a blue moon. But I couldn't remember once in a blue moon. So.
That's really rare that you forget a phrase like that.
I know.
I would say that happens about once in a blue moon.
Right. But anyway, yeah, there were just some that were a little more challenging. But I thought it was a great Monday puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I love the theme. I just thought the theme was very clever.
Uh-huh.
So, and made me laugh. So that also is a plus. It was funny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So.
Why don't you talk about that theme?
Okay. Well, there were 5 themed clues, and they had circled squares, and they were seemingly unrelated. They were all multi-word answers, but the theme clues started with 17 across, which was "Don't you worry about me," and that was "I can manage." And then 23 across, a fixture that may hold gumballs, and that was "Candy Machine." And then the one that ran the length of the puzzle, 35 across, "Supposed sighting in the Scottish Highlands," and that was Loch Ness Monster. And then 48 across, "Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavor with bananas and walnuts," and that's called Chunky Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they each had circled letters, and they were always the same letters that were circled. There was a C, and then an N, and then an M, and then another N, and then an E. So it's like, well, that doesn't spell anything. Usually when there's circled letters, you'll see a word kind of pop out.
Right.
But the the revealer was the very, very clever part of this. 57 across. "Colorful marine creature," or a phonetic hint to the circled letters in the theme clues. And so if you read the letters really fast, C-N-M-N-E, you get sea anemone. Sea anemone. And that was the answer to the revealer clue. And that's what the circled letters spelled.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was the theme.
Sea anemone.
And then one across was highlighted. Was it highlighted in yours as part of the theme?
It was, which it shouldn't have been.
Well, it was environmentalist Thunberg, and the answer to that was, of course,
right.
Greta Thunberg. I thought, well, maybe because the sea anemone is that a endangered species? Or?
I think it's a typo on the part not of the constructor, but the people who programmed this.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I don't think it should be highlighted.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, great puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. I like the fact that there were several answers that I immediately knew the answer to. 6 down, country with a maple leaf on its flag, Canada. I knew that one. And I also knew 28 down, barbecue option for a vegetarian, BOCABURGER.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I was glad to see both of those in the crossword.
Mm-hmm.
One place that I had a little difficulty was, of course, Spanish. 31 across, cat in Spanish.
Gato.
I thought it might be Tato.
No.
Because isn't an ant Tia?
Yes.
So I decided that, ant, cat, they should both start with T, and that would mean that 31 down, the cable channel that airs Family Feud reruns would be TSN. I don't know what that stands for, but I also don't know what the correct answer, GSN, stands for.
How about Game Show Network?
Is it?
Yes.
And you've told me this before, and I forgot it before, so...
Game Show Network.
I guess I'm just going to have to watch the Game Show Network. There's no way around it.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think we get the Game Show Network with our cable plan or whatever.
And I did like just the answer for 40 across. We already talked about it. Chunky Monkey. I just think that's such a great name.
Uh-huh.
36.
I just think it's amazing that you could find that many phrases with a C and M and E.
Yes.
In the right order that you could put into a crossword.
But they had to be, this is why the themed answers were pretty long.
Right. Mm-hmm. To get those letters in that order. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in that order.
Yeah, you need a little room to breathe.
Yeah.
I had another place that slowed me down, 36 down, cozy spots. I had nests, because I thought nest is sort of a cozy spot, but it turned out to be nooks.
That's correct.
But yeah, I didn't find this too difficult. I mean, apart from those two issues, I thought it was just pretty straightforward. It's a Monday. We expect it to be, not too challenging.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't too hard, but there were just a couple of spots where I had to just kind of skip over and hope that the crosses would reveal them to me.
Right. So an excellent crossword. And this was by Taran Krishnamurthy, who actually wrote us. And here's what he wrote. It was, the subject was information for 7/15/24 crossword. Hello, Gene and Mike. I'm Tarun Krishnamurthy, a 16-year-old crossword constructor based in Seattle, Washington. I have the Times puzzle for Monday, 7/15/24. If you have any questions you would like to ask for more information that can be in Monday's podcast, feel free to ask. I should be able to answer you all shortly. Also, looking forward to hearing your opinions on the puzzle. Thanks, Tarun. So, you already heard our opinions. We loved it. 5 squares on the JAM CR scale.
Oh, definitely.
And Tarun was gracious enough to answer our questions. So we're going to go through them. The first question was, what got you interested in writing crosswords? And he writes, and Gene and I are going to alternate paragraphs here. I first became fascinated with crosswords in late 2022 after stumbling upon a video of the final round of the American Crossword Puzzle Tournament. My fascination with puzzles began in my toddler years when I would create intricate mazes. The labyrinthine complexity of the lines and corridors captivated me. Having always enjoyed puzzles like mazes and word searches since an early age, but later found them to be repetitive and unfulfilling, I found crosswords to be the perfect new challenge. After solving a few and perusing various crossword sites like Xword Info, yay, I was surprised to find that many other constructors like Jeff Chen, John Westwig, and Sarah Sinclair live here too, which gave me even more motivation to be a part of this growing crossword community in my hometown.
I mentioned that I got obsessed with crosswords at the end of 2022, but I really didn't get much traction in constructing or solving for a long while. I struggled to grasp what made a good theme and which entries were acceptable. The art of such wordplay was entirely new to me too. I really only got better when I was on summer break, where I had a lot of time to goof around, which honestly helped me in the long run in regard to construction. The same goes for solving. I hope I'm not embarrassing myself all that much by saying this, but I can only solve Mondays, Tuesdays with AutoCheck. It's mainly because, 1, I don't get much time to solve crosswords from various outlets, and 2, I just find constructing to be much more fun, fulfilling, and brain-teasing. I can believe it would be more brain-teasing.
Right. And I think the other thing is because of how some of the crosswords are skewed, if, as a 16-year-old, he probably doesn't know W.C. Fields or any of those essential names that you need to know. Let's see. How difficult was it to write the crossword and get it published? The puzzle was pretty difficult to construct, but I was lucky in getting a grid placement quickly that had huge filling potential. One might think that 59 theme squares are too much, but 1, the theme was very tight and I didn't have much choice, and 2, the letters in the themers themselves had good synergy, which made finding clean fill not that much of a challenge. I was very glad to get 2 10-letter downs and 26 across, especially 53 down because I am Indian American. Cool.
I submitted the puzzle on February 12, 2024, and got accepted on April 24th, which is a wait of 72 days. I am assuming that putting my age in the additional notes section of the submission form helped a good amount, but I think they also liked the theme too. I also got an email personally from Joel that he loved the cluing and only changed 6 or 7 clues, which was wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's commendable.
Mm-hmm. I think it was the theme. I mean, the theme was really very clever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any published previously? Needless to say, the NY Times is an incredibly high bar. I had my first ever crossword published in Andrews McMeel Universal on December 8th, 2023, when I was 15 years old. It was certainly not the best crossword, and I got a lot of invaluable tips and mentoring from David Steinberg. Cool. The editor of the Universal Crossword.
Oh, I didn't know he was editor of that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think that's why he doesn't publish nearly as much in the New York Times. He doesn't want to help the competition.
Yeah.
After that, I only published one more crossword on May 27, 2024 to the same publication. That one was a lot better and definitely more fun to construct.
What was the inspiration for your theme? The motivation for this time's puzzle theme arose from another puzzle published in 2023 that utilized a similar concept called grammargrams, words or phrases that can be phonetically expressed as a sequence of letters. The puzzle was by Alexander Lipskine. We've heard of him before. And the puzzle's revealer is Are You OK? With the themes having the letters Are You OK? He actually mentioned in the constructor's notes that sea anemone was a fast favorite. I assumed there would be a huge list of theme entries that I would have to slog through, so I put the idea aside. Then around the beginning of 2024, I saw the idea in my theme ideas doc, and I thought I should revisit it. To my surprise, there were only a few theme entries, and that two colorful ones. And here I am today with the New York Times crossword, all thanks to him.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last one here. What's your preferred technique for writing crosswords? My number one tip to anyone out there struggling for themes, I really only make theme crosswords, is to keep your eyes and ears open at all times. Mm-hmm. That was how I found themes like sea anemone, because I thought that I could one-up Alexander's puzzle with 5 letters instead of 4. Then I find theme entries where the lengths are compatible with each other. I try to avoid 12 to 14 letter lengths when possible. For example, in my May 27th puzzle, my themer lengths are 10, 11, 15, 11, and 10. This ensured easy construction with long downs in the corners and an appropriate amount of 3-letter words. I then look at Crosserville construction platform's grid search tool for inspiration on black square arrangement and adjust accordingly. I then spend a couple of hours getting the best fill with Ingrid, my main construction platform, and spread the word list. Word list I use scored at 50, the highest to ensure the cleanest fill as it's a Monday grid. I hope all these answers help you for your podcast. I'm very excited to listen to it soon. Have a great rest of your weekend, Tarun. Cool. Very cool. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that. Again, congratulations, Taryn. I mean, at 16, you're already a New York Times published crossword constructor. That is absolutely awesome.
Yes.
So,
congrats.
Yep. And I think that is it for today then. So thanks everyone for listening. If any other listeners happen to be working on crosswords and want to be interviewed, let us know. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. Or if you just want to provide feedback, you can do the same at that address, or make a comment on our Facebook page, or click on the send fan mail link. That is it for today. We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword, as well as, of course, Triplet Tuesday.
Do, 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 do.
We'll be doing that tomorrow. See you then.
Bye-bye.